May 27th, 2026. The time is 6 p.m. We do have a quorum present, so I'd like to call to order this regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the Chittenden Solid Waste District. The meeting has been properly warned and an agenda was, and packet was sent out to all commissioners and made available to the public. We will begin. First item on the agenda is the agenda itself. Are there any changes or additions to the agenda that anyone would like to request? Hearing none, we will follow the agenda as presented in the board packet. Item number 2 is the public comment period. I can see that there are no members of the public present in the CSWD meeting room. Are there any members of the public present via Zoom or telephone who wish to address the Board of Commissioners?
There are no members of the public.
Thank you. Seeing as there are no members of the public present via Zoom, phone, or in person, we will close the public comment period and move on to item number 3, which is the consent agenda consisting of the minutes of the April 22nd, 2026 board meeting, program update memo, and reports, and the standard finance report consisting of fund balances, reserves, and warrants. I do have one minor correction in the minutes, which I can make known in a minute, but if there are any requests to remove an item from the consent agenda, now is the time to make that request. I'm not hearing any of the minor correction, or perhaps a major correction that I wanted to point out is on page 3 of the minutes, at the top paragraph. S. Reeves presented the wages and benefits revisions, and it mentioned a 56.87% FTE increase, and that is an increase to 56.7 FTEs, not a percentage increase. So a very important point to make for the record.
Yes,
And the secretary has informed me that that correction has been made. So hearing that there are no requests to remove any of those 3 items from the consent agenda then is approved and accepted as presented in the packet. That one minor correction, and we can move on to item number 4, which is the June annual organizational meeting process. I will turn it over to Sarah, our executive director.
Thank you very much. So there is a memo in the packet that describes the process that we've adopted and we've used for the past several years since we moved to a hybrid meeting structure. And so it describes how we will go about electing and then selecting our officers and the executive board for the next fiscal year. So essentially, all you need to do is, if you want to nominate someone, please send me your nominations by email by Friday the 12th. And then what I will do is, you may self-nominate or you may ask someone else to nominate you. And then what I do when I receive all the nominations is then I create the memo that basically describes the slate. And it will tell you who has been nominated so far. And then, as we describe in the memo, you do have the opportunity in the moment in the meeting, at the annual organizational meeting, to also nominate someone else, to nominate yourself. And then each position is taken in turn. First we start with the chair, and then go down the officers, and then elect the executive board. If there are only 4 nominations, they are elected generally as a slate. If it is contested, then it would go one by one. So, other questions about that? So for newer members, the annual organizational meeting is held first on the 4th Wednesday of June, and then immediately following that is when we start our regular business meeting for June. Also at that organizational meeting is when the board reauthorizes spending limits. They reauthorize several other bonding and the percentage of interest that we would charge for assessments. So there are a couple of just technical items that have to be reauthorized every year, and that is also done at that organizational meeting.
I would only make one comment, that if you do nominate someone else, it would be with the acceptance of the nominee.
You should check on that first, yes, it's always.
Or at some point in the process, making sure that the person nominated is actually willing to put their name forward.
It is good form, yes.
We do have some hands up. Betsy, please go ahead with your question.
Hi, yes, good afternoon. So for the executive board, when I was researching this, I know it says meets on the third Monday of each month as needed, but I didn't see anything in the charter that makes the third Monday the day. So is it when a new executive board is organized, they determine the day that they'll meet?
Yes, the executive board determines the calendar of meetings. The calendar is generally determined also for the board, full board, at the annual organizational meeting, so that is decided then. But the executive board meeting date has changed over the years, depending on the availability of the members. Same with the finance committee. Finance committee meeting dates have been adjusted, again, due to availability. So yes, the charter does not, doesn't say anything about the structure of the executive board, just says that it may exist. So it's really up to that board to determine the regularity and the date and the time.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions about the organizational meeting and the election or the nominating and election voting process? Leslie?
Did you say that the number of members of the executive board was limited to 4? Did I hear that?
It is specified, I don't have the charter in front of
I
me,
don't
but
think the
it's,
charter specifies the number. I think it can be.
Thomas.
The charter does, it says
Oh.
it consists of the board, the chair of the full board of commissioners and 4 members of the board
Okay.
as elected by the full board.
But it doesn't say when they shall meet.
Does not indicate when, that is up to the executive board to determine that schedule.
Any other questions? So the hearing none, the nominating season is open. Encourage all commissioners, if you have an interest. A lot goes on on the executive board. It's a great way to participate and understand and contribute. So encourage everybody to consider the opportunity. And it's healthy if we have the more names we have. I think it's a healthy indication of an involved and engaged board of
And
commissioners.
should nominations go to Sarah, not you? Is that correct?
Yes, send them to me and then I compile
Okay.
the memo with the slate.
Well, then, if there are no further questions or discussion on item number 4, which is the June annual organizational meeting process, we're now ready to move on to item number 5, which is executive session for the purpose of discussing contract negotiations. Do we have language to read into the record?
Yes, motion that the Board of Commissioners of the Chittenden Solid Waste District go into executive session to discuss contract negotiations where premature general public knowledge would clearly place the district, its member municipalities, and other public bodies or persons involved at a substantial disadvantage, and to permit authorized staff and other invited interested parties to be present for this session.
So move, Seth Burlington.
Seconded, Essex.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded that we enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing contract negotiations. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? It's unanimous. We will now enter into executive session. A link did go out. So Zoom folks, use that link that you were sent earlier today. And we'll see you over in the
Recording stopped.
executive session.
So move, Jericho.
Second, Seth Burlington.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded that we exit executive session. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? We are now back in public session. We're now ready to move on to item number 6, which is other business. I just have one announcement to make in that I will be communicating to commissioners directly and individually about information on the topic of legal matters. So you can look for an email to come to me within the next 24 hours, I hope.
Thank you.
Is there any other business to bring before the Board of Commissioners tonight?
Can I just ask, maybe, I don't know, is Josh still on? Just wondering, what is the progress on the MRF? What's the latest? The new MRF?
The building is probably about 80% there.
Great.
Yeah, it's real, it's real, it's
You
big.
should drive by it.
Yeah.
It's a wild,
Yeah.
wild.
And are they
Yeah.
working on the HVAC? I think I heard.
Yeah, we're having a kind of an open house for staff to go down there on Friday, I think at 3:30. If you want, I can ask if Josh isn't on there anymore, I mean, I'm sure we have to be concerned about a quorum, I guess, so
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Agreed.
anyway, you should drive by.
You happen to
And
be
you will get
doing,
a
maybe
tour
going
soon.
to the
Yeah.
Yeah,
Drop
go
off
drop
center.
off some cardboard.
Drive slowly.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, if there's no other business before the board tonight, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved Essex.
Second, South Burlington.
Thank you, it's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Declare it unanimous, we are now adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Bye.